fuck with him until I'm type shit.
Yeah, I left my notebook at home. I got it
Nah,
in my
we good.
notebook.
We good.
That was
Facebook is
something I was
popping.
trying
Well,
to
he
figure out
was writing
myself.
down hemoglobin.
YouTube is
Straight
popping.
up was on that.
YouTube is popping.
What's going on, YouTube?
Hey, you too.
Hey, the People's Network presents. Hope y'all tuned in to the show last night, the Warrior Report, right? It was popping, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't, you missed it. Go back and check it out. Here we are today. We good with Facebook now?
Yeah, we live.
Yeah. I am, brother. Talk to teach, listen and learn your truth. Transfer engineer, all aboard. Black people, because we love black people who love black people.
That's right.
We are here to as we exchange perspectives and understandings tonight.
Your teacher, the hood healer, your holistic health and wellness coach, Kamar Carter. Holla at your boy. Y'all better come on in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thursday night, man, the People's Network presents Outlaw Radio Murder Case. It's dedicated to the heterosexual black male, if you will. The intellectual heterosexuals, if you will.
Hey.
And I am none other than Kevin Barnes, the mouthpiece of the movement, militant with a microphone, aka the Negro Whisperer, man, on a Thursday night, feeling really good on a cold, wet, soggy Milwaukee fall night. Hit like, hit share, hit follow. As usual, we are simulcasting from YouTube and Facebook Live, right?
Right.
We have to start the show out with giving shout outs, right? Because we're always appreciative of people who, you know, rock with us.
For sure.
So 35 Phoenix.
Sound Silhouette, brother.
Sound Silhouette. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Octavia Emanuel, right? With Black Nurses Rock, right?
Yeah.
A million people, man. It's love, you know, and it's
growing,
unity and solidarity. And shout out to you if you listen to the show, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Keep pushing it to the masses. Let them know, man. We can and we are able to write and define our own narrative. And that's like that's what we try to do on this show.
Oh, we're doing that.
Just to show you now, you know, you can say what you want, do what you want, but we talking that right. So how y'all doing, man? Y'all feel all right tonight?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But I'm super fantastic. I'm glad to be
I know your hands shaking like a leaf on a tree, boy.
Yeah,
what's wrong, man?
Switch to decaf. You make me nervous.
Ain't nothing but peas in the pot.
I seen the show last night.
Ain't nothing jumping if the peas ain't hot.
They wouldn't be cooking if the water wasn't hot.
Hey.
So no, man, look. Coming off of this just cataclysmic event that we just witnessed, I wanted to do a thing with Murder Was the Case, which is why I call this show this. I wanted to talk about Amber Geiger, and we see now that she was convicted, and people were like, "Yeah, well, she getting charged, yay!" And then it was supposedly whatever consequences, but we find that she's sentenced to 10 years. Now, see, this is not a regular 10 years, right? Because this is the most emotional 10 years I've ever seen. The judge, who is black, by the way, we'll talk about her as we move along, hugs her. The bailiff, who is a black woman, is caressing and straightening her hair. The brother of the victim said, "I forgive you." Everybody in that building hugged before the day was over. It was people hugging each other like, "I don't even know you, man. But come here, man."
Kumbaya.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we look at this, and everybody has something to say. Everybody has an opinion. Like I'm all over the web, right? Like, so I'm all up in there and I'm listening and I'm hearing, the Breakfast Club, they have a long discussion about this, which, and pretty much is along the same lines. They should, because they are the right
premier.
That's what the masses are listening to.
It
wasn't that
that's what's
far
hot right now.
It wasn't that far off point.
Shout out to.
But I did want to give a unique People's Network perspective.
And we have those.
So let me say a few names for you. Some of them may sound familiar, some of them may not. We have Amber Geiger, George Zimmerman, Geronimo Yanez, Christopher Maine, Johannes Mersoli, Daniel Pantaleo, Stacey Coon, Thomas Grady. Okay. What do all these names have in common?
People that have gotten away with murdering black people?
Exactly. Behind the guise of law enforcement. Now, what I just did for y'all is I ran it all the way down from right now, which is Amber Geiger. I got down there in the 50s when I started talking about Thomas Grady, because that was the white officer who killed Daniel Bell and lied. And it was a 30-year thing. It's deep history. Stop saying we don't got no history in the mill.
Right.
That's in the 50s. killed that man, shot him for no reason, planted a knife on him. The shit lasts for 30 years until one of your partners finna die. And he said, no, man, it was wrong, man. The little boy ain't even do nothing. You know, so we're talking about this same thing that happened with Amber Geiger 50 years ago was happening, right? So we shall over what? We're over what? Jay, we over what, Jay?
Nada.
Who's over?
Nada.
Is now the funny part is the family was just like, oh, but then the question arose is that are we really I would say, I'm gonna come for lack of a better term, are we scripture whipped? I think I just coined the phrase.
Let me tell you, that was an interesting choice of words.
Are we scripture whipped?
That was a good one.
Yeah, and one would have to say yes.
The deep implementation of that. It's so ingrained in you that you inadvertently make moral decisions based on this. Right?
Right.
Forgive everybody. Forgive. The brother like, I forgive you. The mother like, I forgive you. The father like, you are good. You can come and eat.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it go with all that teaching in the Bible where they're talking about, you know, obey your earthly masters as you would to God. And so it gets ingrained in your brain. You know what I'm saying?
And then when they present the picture of God being white, right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so and he forgave you. Right. Like the white man he forgave you. You know what I'm saying? So so you forgive as how you want to be
What
forgiven.
exactly did he forgive you for?
That's what I'm saying. For what?
For being a black buffoon. So now you can come to the Grammys, or now you can eat at my restaurant. I forgive you for being a bumbling idiot, lazy nigger. Now I'll let you come and eat at my restaurant.
Right.
And we flocked there. Like, thank you, sir. And the thing about this is
say that again.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
No, you want to like when I go to
can I get a job?
In slave mode, right?
Get a big ass grin.
You know, and I'm not like, listen, I'm not the world's greatest like Charlemagne fan or whatever, because I'm not like a fan, but I thought he said something very poignant today when he tied that in and said the fact that while they was kicking your ass, they was showing you a white Jesus. No matter what, it's ingrained in us to automatically say, oh, yeah, you should forgive him.
Yeah.
Because that is based on what that Bible they gave us taught us.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning the Bible.
Smack me in one cheek, turn the face, let him smack you in the other cheek.
How can you not talk? How can you talk about a discrepancy in the Bible and then said I'm not questioning?
I'm not questioning.
You need to.
I'm not questioning the essence of the Bible. My problem is with the translation and the latest printing of the Bible. So it ain't about what the Bible's about. It's about how they put it to you now, because they utilize it as just kind of like programming. It's just like something you put in your computer, and it's an app. It's an app for that, right?
But I'm saying, for real, most people don't know the difference, right? And so, in my understanding, at some point or another, I was able to grab hold to a 1611 King James version of the Bible, which is, the very first allowed, put together the scriptures. Yes, sir. Well, no, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because but ultimately, when we talk about Bible, it was the first Bible, right? Okay, come from King James.
They coined it that,
right? And it was a collection. And by then, the Council of Nicaea, already did its thing. But my point is, when I was able to get hold of the 1611 and compare it to what I was reading today, and see what was taken out and see what was added. You see what I'm saying? And so it's a whole lot. Like you talk about it's a lot.
Piccolo player's a motherfucker.
the books of the Apocrypha being like 14 books that they just removed from your shit because it tells you, who the people are.
And that's what I'm saying. Murder was the case, if you think about it, because first of all, what makes this, you really can't get no uniquer, as I should say, because we had this on videotape with the Rodney King. Yeah, we had the thing with the Rodney King where we seen it on house. Excuse my French. This dude was at the crib.
They never ran up in our shit before. Like, really, I think Felice ran up and killed a whole lot of black people in their house.
No, but not like, my bad. I thought this was my crib.
Yeah, right. That's what
some wild shit.
The unique part was the excuse she used, right? Not the action she did.
That's scared.
But here, my thing is this: what are we missing? Like, what is it going to take? Real talk. Like, we have the video, we have the facts, we have the statistics. We still, the majority of us still don't want to believe it.
Listen,
and so
she should have got life.
What are we missing? Like, remember,
I think people believe it.
Remember,
she should have got life.
They believe it to do what? Why are we still so shocked every time something happens like this? So she gets 10 years, and then I can go 10 minutes later and see a post of a brother getting 45 years for killing a dog, or a black woman getting 20 years to shooting warning shots in the air. So let me tell you, stop. Like, when it's right there in front of us. So, and I asked you the question: what if they just tell us, yeah, we're gonna kill you, we poison your food, yeah, we got different rules than y'all, we can kill y'all, we don't find nothing wrong with it. What are we prepared to do then? What if they just say that because they've shown us, we got the tape?
Man, we ain't prepared to do shit.
Well, then what the fuck are we talking about? We need
whether or not they come with that what if or not, we ain't prepared for neither.
Okay.
As soon as that shit
then we need to understand that.
Exactly.
And now we need to be getting ready for that.
Exactly.
Right? Because that's what they're saying. Right? They're not saying it with the words, but they're saying it with the
when we understand that, we can take the first step.
And we need to do that.
And as soon as that shit happened, I'm telling you, as a black person from Wisconsin, the first thing I'm doing is I'm not going to pick and say no more, because I've been knew they was behind this shit. I've been suspecting them for a long time. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Like, no, I'm not buying no more produce.
Right, you're going to Gauss. Right,
can't go there either, right? The meat's old, right? I can't go there either, right?
Well, they force you to be a vegan.
I wanted jerky. You go down there for some beef jerky. Like, you go down there for fresh meat.
You question their vegetables and shit.
Right. So, a
lot of choices, right? Your ass will be a pick and say.
Murder was supposedly the case. But if you actually sit back and
that was more than murder.
This would trouble you.
She should have got life, man.
This should trouble you.
Home invasion.
This should trouble you. This should trouble you. Somebody can walk in your house, like you're in your crib, right? You in your joint, and you you're in the back room, maybe you dancing. Who knows what you do when ain't nobody around, right? And you come, you hear noise, you go, bang, you dead. I'm at my home.
Yeah.
It ain't like you pulled me over and I reached. You went in my house and said, "Oh, he scared me."
Right. I didn't go in the wrong house and get shot. I sat in my house and got shot.
You came in this nigga's crib and shot him.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
You are black.
Now, when you go in somebody else's house, I can understand that happening. Like, she should have been dead as shit.
You are a black
in his house. You know what I'm saying?
You are a black.
But then they'd have found the way to bang him for that.
You are black.
You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to being black.
They'd have found the way to bang him for that.
I don't know. This is one of them things that make me look at people who say, well, no, really, that's all in your mind. That's not real. Like, that racism, I don't like people say, I don't see race. A lot of black people say that.
Let me tell you,
I don't see race.
Like, we need to come up with they need a different flag to fly under, right? You're not black people. Okay, so let's call them the Negropeans. Okay, so they all the people that you don't see race, and you love everybody, and you just want to conform and be a part of this warm fuzzy dream that they call America. You Negropeans, don't call yourself black anymore. Y'all go do that over there, right?
Sing Kumbaya.
Yeah, go do that. I'm not against you. I'm not angry with you. You want to stay on the plantation. God bless you. Malcolm told us about you.
Just go to your corner.
Right. So y'all go do that.
Are we still quoting Malcolm?
Yeah, every chance. Listen, does truth cease to be true because the year changes?
I don't know.
I mean, real talk.
I don't see why not.
It's people still quoting Jesus from thousands of years ago. So
you usually be laughing at them. Like, that dumbass.
Yeah, because I had a chance to hear Malcolm, right? I didn't have a chance to hear Jesus. They just told me what he said and then changed it every year.
You seen him live?
Huh?
You seen him live?
Oh, we have to see stuff live.
No, you said I got a chance to hear it. My bad, I missed it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let me tell you, I've never seen a plane crash happen either, but that don't mean they don't happen. Like, come on, real.
Or does it?
Or does it? Oh, there you go.
You don't know.
There you go.
Alternative time exists.
Or you don't.
Right. Or do they take a dive?
Who cares?
Okay, so now you getting into the shit like, did they go to the moon, right? You want to whistle? Do that shit again.
You like that?
Yeah, I did.
I told you I got one in me. I don't remix my shit. You be like, yeah, say that again.
Yeah, do that again.
Like, see how I got him, baby.
Tumbleweed roll across the table.
Yeah, he just did the Wild West.
Tumbleweed roll through shit.
I'm a man of many talents.
Yeah, I heard.
So, everybody has said what they want to say about this whole verdict. The ridiculous part of it to me is just that he was at his house. And just and for 10 years?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
It's all kind of wrongs about this.
Oh,
it's all kind of wrongs. It's a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? I say she should have got life. You know what I mean? Like I said yesterday.
Maybe
Like
30 years.
I said, fuck that. Like I said, she should have got life. You know what I mean? Or the chair. Because see, Dig, let me tell you. First of all, it was a home invasion. When you go in somebody's house without them wanting you in there, without them letting you in there, that's home invasion.
Right.
You know what I mean? First. And then you murdered him.
Yeah, you bucked.
Let me tell you, and I totally agree with that. And
that's worth life, dog.
The ridiculous part to me is that, you know what, even when they slap us in the face and they show us on camera and piss on us and tell us it's raining, right? You know what? We still ain't gonna do shit. We still ain't gonna do shit. We gonna still stop at the shop at their stores and caress them and do their hair and shit. Like, this shit is in our hands. So at the end of the day,
how can we get everybody together and say next time something like this happens, everybody at the goddamn food?
I don't get mad at them no more. It's us I get upset with. It's that judge and the bailiff, and that's who I'm upset with. It's their system. They've been doing the same shit, right?
Yeah, and we check this out. But I done went to prison for way less. And they ain't even shook my hand.
Right. Did nobody hug you?
They ain't look at me or nothing. They all, you know how they do when they cut you off in the car and then they pull up, they do some shit like this. When you walk, that's how they did me walking out the court. All of me.
Yo, Joe, get out.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah, that was fucked up. How they? I mean, let me start watching my language first. But I'm just very upset about this here.
On the cussing thing, though, I think a lot of people is worried about the wrong shit. Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, that judge sat up there and eloquently used, perfect language, and he did more harm with what he said than any four-letter motherfucking word that I could use. Right, so stop that shit. You worried about the wrong fucking shit.
I seen a picture of the judge crying on the stand.
The trial from
Geiger.
Okay,
she was crying, man.
Why are we this upset about this shit?
Well, are we more upset? I'm more upset at our people.
Again,
in that situation. Just explain. I understand that type of shit happens, but I'm more upset at them and how they did that, man. I mean, look how many of us getting railroaded all through mass incarceration. Ain't nobody ever came and gave a motherfucker a hug. Ain't nobody ever came and gave somebody a brush. Here, brush your hair. Fix your hair. You know what I'm saying?
And then you made a good point last night when you was talking. Where's the Black Coalition? Where's the NAACP? Where are all these organizations?
Yeah, where are all these black organizations?
What are you doing? Where are the black lawyers? Where's everybody? Why we not? Here's the thing, and I'm not saying where are you. I want you to be in an uproar, but I want where are the solutions? What are we gonna do? Let's get together.
Hey, check this out, right?
We got
some black organizations out
here. Yeah,
that play tough. Security, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? God damn it.
They play tough.
They the ones. You know what I mean? If this is your role out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? You should be the first ones to go bang on them. You're going to get some more people to follow suit. But y'all supposed to start it. This what you do.
Yeah, but everybody start yelling at the same time in a crisis. And with that, I mean, you look at what's happening in Milwaukee right now. So everybody's yelling at everybody. This your fault. This your fault. This your fault. This your fault. No, my shit. I'm right. I'm right. I know what I'm doing. You wrong. Mm-hmm. There's no real agenda, right?
Well, that's my beef. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I have a problem with the fact that we don't have an agenda. I have a problem with the fact that we can't organize and come together, and everybody's so self-serving, right?
You know what I'm saying? What the elder said about using that rhetoric against each other. That rhetoric of solidarity.
But that's what I say though. Like, okay, we got Black Panthers across the country. Like, am I right? Is this something that they should be addressing when this type of stuff happens? Because ain't this what they do? I'm asking.
Like, you're asking me?
Yeah, I mean, because I'm thinking like this. I could be very wrong, but I'm thinking the Black Panthers, this is the type of stuff they do. They used to walk around with their guns.
You know
what I mean, with the guns and everything. So I'm thinking like they supposed to be like security. If something happened, well, let's jump off.
But one can say the same thing about the nation, right?
Yeah,
right,
yeah, definitely.
And then one can say we've all seen the powerful videos about the Black Israelites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here's the thing: when we can break down those walls, right, and all just be black, come under one flag of black people or persecuted people, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
People treated unjustly, whatever you want to call it. So when we can come under that one banner, right, then we'll have some power. But right now,
I think the leaders of those groups are to get together and say, look, let's create this agenda. I mean, that's what they do.
And if the leaders won't, the masses should. Like, don't wait to pay.
No. Well, I mean, it may be because
it's not unrealistic.
I think it's unrealistic.
The Million Man March was unrealistic.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
But that's
flight was real unrealistic.
I don't know that's the same thing.
A black president was unrealistic at one point.
I'm saying right now where we're at in our city, there will be no overnight cure for it.
No one said overnight.
It has to be something that's structured,
like I said,
and implemented over a period of time.
And who would do the structure? Who would do the structure? I think would be these people, these leaders.
They could,
or these organizations.
They could, but
that's what we just said.
And all this time, listen. And all this time, we've been out here. These organizations exist. Things have actually gotten worse. Now we know, if they could, they should. But it's hard to make that shit happen. Especially when they are really trying to get the same piece of paper, anyways, to make their organization go.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Well, here's
you got to get some money to make your organization go. So whatever you do for it, that's your individual mission.
Well, they've been getting money.
My thing is
it helping everybody?
The longest journey begins with one step. And because it's a long journey, to use that as an excuse not to take the first step to me is ridiculous.
Right.
So to say because it's going to take a long time that we shouldn't start doing something about the shit now don't make no sense. The stuff now.
We got to take the first step.
Right.
I didn't say we shouldn't do nothing about it. I said it don't look good. Basically.
No, but we got,
I'm not ever saying we shouldn't do anything about it, but I'm saying it never looks
solution. You said it's unrealistic.
Right.
It's unrealistic to a certain degree because to say overnight in Milwaukee,
it ain't gonna happen overnight.
No one said overnight.
Coming off the murders, let's talk about this. Coming off the murders right now, which it's not like you can't apply a stereotype to say, well, all these dudes killing each other. That's not it. But the point is, it's like plenty of people that got murdered, black people. So we got a problem in the community with that. I don't know where.
No pushback.
I don't know. I don't have no answer for that.
That's clear.
I'm not gonna stand on no soapbox and be like, "What y'all need?"
We can't address both of them at once, though. We can't address us killing each other and address that.
Not in this conversation.
But exactly, you know what I'm saying? Not at the same time.
I'm just saying. So talking in that, like people can get on here and talk about whatever, but when we really look at Milwaukee, what's happened is, over the last 3 months, I don't know. Summer was going pretty smooth for a minute. And then women, we had a week where it was women, then young brothers, and then double murders. This is beyond ridiculous, right?
It is beyond ridiculous, right?
Okay. Let's at least agree to that.
And something the truth is stranger than fiction, all right? So it's time for us to start looking into what's causing.
So you can't blame me for having a bleak outlook. At least give me that.
Well, no, but you know what? Here's the thing. Everything in this room started with somebody thought of it. You know what I mean? Exactly. You have to be able to at least dream. Like you'll never achieve something if you can't even conceive it in your brain. Right. So to tell me something is unrealistic, you can't even dream of that. I don't accept that. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't see it in my lifetime, it's still laying the foundation for somebody else to build them.
I want to go back to the leaders in the organizations. I want to build on that a little bit more. Because
the leaders in these organizations
now,
in Milwaukee,
these different organizations.
We talking locally or we talking nationally?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, they supposed to be together, like you saying, the Israelites, the Panthers, the and the Muslims, right? Islam.
Those are just 3 examples.
And I'm saying that because you know what I mean. They pretty much have soldiers in place already. First of all,
well, no, then we got to call in the Crips and the Bloods, and
of
course.
I'm
saying? We got to call the, you can call them out, right?
I'm not even
let's
on
get
that.
The heads. So I'm saying, let's get the heads of all these different organizations. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the heads of them, and maybe we could get them to sit down, man, and start this thought process. Start this what we gonna do type thing to answer your question. You know what I mean?
I'm with that.
So if they all with it, and I say them because like us individually, we'll never follow each other.
So we calling on that. So let's look. You know what I mean? Let's ask them. We calling on them. Like leaders, you know what I'm saying? Figure out a way to get together and stop the silos and stop the cliques. You know what I'm saying? And figure out
can we lead the guys at home and figure this shit out?
The criteria they use to kill you and murder you and justify it had nothing to do with your religion. It don't have nothing to do with whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, and it has to do with your skin color and you black. Right? So let's get together under that banner, the ones that feel unjustly treated. The ones of you that love it here, not you.
Right.
I ain't talking to you.
Go have a seat.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the continuous whatever it is in America that afflicts us, because like I love all that passion. I get all that. Like if you black, how can you not understand or misunderstand anything either one of y'all just both said? But I just get to the point where I'm tired of putting that much energy into that shit. Because I'm thinking I could probably say that for something else. So like when I seen this Amber Geiger thing, I wasn't like super emotional, like, oh my God, I feel like standing up now and going out there and getting in. I'm like, no, this is the shit they've been doing to us. And we gotta figure out a way to get away from this shit.
But I want to ask you a question. Like if you call me, and you know this person, if you call me on a Sunday morning at breakfast time and talk about this, am I gonna react the same way? Like this is who I. It's not any extra passion or energy that I'm putting into this. This is who I am. It's what I do.
If I was sitting with a piece of salami and a cracker on an island, and I asked you any question, you would answer it the same fucking way. You just
that's all I'm saying.
Everything.
So right. So it's not like I'm putting just this great deal more emphasis
think about
on
the
this.
streets though. The streets is tense right now.
Yeah, they should be.
On the
we should do something. Something needs to be done, and we're not organized and collectively enough to do nothing.
Another reason why that struck me wrong is because see,
like different choice of words. Right? We want to ask you to do that over right there. You know
I'm saying I'm talking about the guy, the whole the 10-year thing.
Yes,
you know what I mean? I'm gonna talk about why that got
Amber Geiger. Yes, sir.
Geiger, yeah. But she got 10 years, right?
Right.
She get parole in 5.
With good behavior, even sooner.
Well, they gonna give it to her.
Yeah, with good behavior,
they gonna give it to her.
Yeah. Well, they showed us that in the courtroom. They showed us they was gonna give it to her.
Yeah, they gonna give it to her. That's, the judge probably told her that in the ear. You know what I'm saying? When she hugged.
When she was hugging.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Straight up, don't worry about it.
Didn't that make a hell of a picture though with her stroking her hair?
Yeah, man.
Didn't that just kind of piss you off a little bit?
But the finish you off a little bit.
Hey, it pissed me off. But to finish that off though. But to finish that off is, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I got caught with some cocaine. I got 2 years. I did 18 months off the 2 years.
Okay.
That's more than a fifth of the time what she gonna do in jail. She killed the motherfucker.
In his own house.
You know what I mean? In his own house.
In his living room.
He was blocked.
Home invasion.
He was blocked. He was blocked. You have to always have to add that he was blocked.
I know people. I know somebody that got caught with 58 balls. And he did 12 years.
I don't know, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm saying, but he got more time than she did, and he didn't touch nobody.
Shit, Mike Vick did a year.
You know what I mean? A fifth of the time what she gonna do. And he wasn't even at the house.
Wait, we just told you the brother got, what did he get, 35, 45 years for killing the dog?
Yeah.
So they telling you less than the dog.
Less than the dog.
They said that.
They saying the what ifs.
Yeah.
They said
that's what I'm saying. So at some point or another, we need to stop with all this and start making a plan. Because what if they are trying to kill you? What if there is chemtrails? What if they are poisoning the food? What if they are poisoning the water on purpose? What if they are teaching your children? What if they are giving them Prozac and all that bullshit? What if the laws are different? What if the consequences are different? What if you are just 3/5 of a man? And you realize this, what is it going to take for you to realize it? And then what? Mm-hmm. Then what? Because that's where we are.
For jazz in the park. Relax, nigga.
That's where we are.
Right. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey.
Outlaw Radio, man. Murder was the case just because it was supposed to have been. We knew it was a sham anyways. Too many times a cop is with the most egregious murder, the cop gets away with it. Like you can't even be at the crib like, oh, they finna finally get one.
Right?
No, it's always gonna be
OJ, go OJ.
It's always gonna be the same shit.
Like
we laid this topic out there with the Jay-Z thing, and you see Luke now is mad at Jay-Z.
Get him, Luke. Right? Get him up.
I want to know how you like now you like Luke, right?
You know, do the bro. Yeah.
Well, he called him a token.
I was at Freaknik then. Me and Luke go away.
Is he right or wrong though? He called him a token.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. I said it first. He borrowed it. I get it to you, Luke. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have that one.
Let you have that one. But no, it's the same shit, man. He took a position in their cabinet, right?
I don't know, man. He ain't made the right decisions, especially with the halftime, like the people who he picked, right, for the halftime.
Yeah, that's one of the things Luke was touching on too. You know what I mean? He said he should have got some icons from Miami.
Right.
It's bigger stars in Miami than who they got for the.
And of course, Luke can say that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I can dig that. I dig that. Like that's like if we went to California, if they was doing it in California, they should get some of the biggest stars that's out of California. You know what I'm saying? Black stars.
They won't let them. They won't let. Like I heard you asking some questions the other night. Like you want to go build a hospital or a school in Africa. That's what they'll let you do. That's why you have the money that you have, is because they let you do the shit you do, and you dare not go against them, or you end up broke and in jail. Bill Cosby.
Shit. Man, and you know what? That's crazy. You think about Bill Cosby. That's so that's almost like a bad word right now.
No, but
right, like when you say that to somebody in any situation, it get dark right away.
With Bill Cosby braid and 6ix9ine.
Right, it's always the internet has no heart when it comes
I love
to
black people who love black people. All you other
the memes kill people out here, man. As an old dude, I'm like, this some funny shit.
Hey, he snitched and they still stuck his ass.
Who that?
Tekashi dude, yeah.
I don't know. I ain't been keeping up with it.
I just saw something on the news where they was talking about who all got what time and all that shit, or how many charges they got caught and what charges it was. They still banged him.
Wait, is he black? I don't even know if this.
I don't know what the fuck, dude. He ain't black.
Should we even be rooting for this dude? Like, did he give a damn about black people before?
I'm laughing at.
Oh, okay.
I ain't laughing at the young. I feel sorry for him.
He looks like
because he want to play that tough shit. You want to play that tough shit, and this is what happens when you play that tough shit. This is what happens. You wind up in a tough ass situation. Then what you gonna do? Is you gonna fold or you gonna stand up? Barbecue with me.
That dude was messing with some real killers.
He was
right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like
he was telling you he was a real
killer. Time for me to make a difference and stand up. You better get your ass in there and say that mumble shit.
Get my life right.
Beat the fuck out of you.
I want to get my life right now.
No, it wasn't no choice. No,
he could have did like Mason, found the Lord and went past to the church.
Get a 6
rainbow here.
Get your face tattooed. Right. So it was funny. So
but it's worked out for Tyson.
Yeah,
he making millions over there with his weed farm and shit.
I don't think you can compare Tyson with 6ix9ine though.
I'm just the face tattoo.
Right. Dude got that shit he was all in the game with like yellow and green teeth.
Yeah,
no. I'm like, this shit can't last a long time.
No. You imagine this dude at 65.
But he's young, man, and I feel sorry for him, man, because he's about to do some time. Everybody all messed up behind this. People, families broken up.
And I'm not laughing at nobody that's going in a cage for a system where the motherfuckers that's putting people in the cage need to be in the cage. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not taking any pleasure out of that. We just here doing what we do.
Right.
I know. I get you. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm with the Jay-Z and the Luke thing. I think Luke can say what he wants and Jay gonna do what he wants. So once again, we get to the point where who really cares?
So wait, no, because I heard you on the show. Like he was talking about the detaching, right? Like yesterday, right? That's what you do, the detaching, and that's what you're doing right now.
No, I'm saying,
but you
I'm bailing on it because I'm really bailing on it because
you blamed it on the hippies. She was like they detached and they came back.
Well, the thing is, if you get stuck on it, you know what I mean. It becomes a stressor.
Right. So you just got to bail on it.
Yeah, it's fucked up for the community. What he doing? You know what I mean? It's a fucked up look. But at the same time, we still got a family at home that we got to take care of that depend on us to be able to bring it back. And in order for us to bring it back, we got to learn how to stay healthy.
So okay. So for you to care about somebody else, it takes away from you caring about your own.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying,
you can't do both. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is it's a stressor, and the stressor is gonna take away from your health.
Then
your family at home needs your health. They need you to be healthy. That's what I'm saying.
I get that.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's a whole lot more things that's addressing our health. Now I'm all aboard.
Stress is a killer, man.
The meditation is necessary. Like I get all that for the mental health and whatnot. But to say
that's what you wind up doing when you meditate. You detach.
While you're meditating, right? And you refocus,
you're
right?
learning how to detach
from the physical shit. And then you go out in the world and you make a difference. You see what I'm saying? You affect somebody, even if you ain't making a change. You're affecting somebody who could affect somebody who can make the change.
That's true too. But what I'm saying is, like when you meditate and you detach, you also it's teaching you how to detach from the world while you're while you're going through the world, while you're living in the world. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm meditating on these type of situations, what I'm meditating on, what I'm thinking on is how can I handle it better? How can I go about this in a peaceful way? How can I look at it differently?
Everything ain't peaceful. Well, everything ain't going to be
then
peaceful.
That's what you detach from.
No, why would you detach from that? You get your ass whooped.
Because I want my... nobody going to whoop my ass.
Not you.
You're going to get your ass whooped. I'm
talking about personally. If you detach it and you got a motherfucker that's aggressive and you trying to detach, listen, They say be peaceful.
No,
be peaceful, but don't. In order to be
peaceful, be no punk.
Don't you have to have an army? In order for you to maintain peace, don't you have to have an army?
We do.
That's willing. That's what
I got the ancestors.
Okay. No, you took that the wrong. I didn't mean you bull. Ain't nobody. They call you bull for a reason. We get you.
Right.
Yeah, not like that. I'm talking about a motherfucker that's trying to detach. You can't be peaceful to somebody that don't give a fuck about you and they violent.
Yeah, you gotta fuck with
them. They gonna be but they gonna take your shit.
No, I ain't saying, like I said, I ain't telling you to be a punk.
Okay, well,
we you know what I mean. We also have this animal brain which deals with fear, fight, or flight.
Yes,
you dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So now it's time to fight. When somebody is physically threatening you, it's time to fight now. Because I got to live. Like I said, we got a family we got to take care of. That's dependent on.
Ain't we physically threatened every day?
Who? You.
What do you mean?
He said it's time to fight. But you into somebody?
Okay, so just like I told him, not you personally. Right. I'm not talking about me personally. I'm talking about collectively, right? You see what I'm saying?
You got drama?
Now here's the thing that can happen. Like it's not ridiculous.
You still out here thugging? I'm still out here.
No, I'm a peaceful guy. I'm good. I'm from Baba Lake.
But I'm just talking about like outside. I'm talking about detaching from outside situations that really ain't bothering us. It ain't affecting us physically. You know what I'm saying?
That just sounds an awful lot like what the Indians did when they was like, oh, the Native Americans or even the Africans. They gave us the Bible. We detached and we was not and they look what happened. I think it's time. I think there is a time for war. I think there is a time for aggression. I think there is a time. Even if you want peace, you have to have an army to maintain peace. So an army have to be willing to fight. And I'm not talking about.
Well, you're talking about peace. In the physical.
No, wait. Listen. Okay.
I'm talking about peace in the physical, right? I'm talking about consciousness. Consciously, inner peace. I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's an inner peace. It's an inner peace that I'm protecting from detaching from all this bullshit.
So you're talking about mental.
Yeah.
Mental and
exactly. I ain't talking about physical. You know what I mean? Because see, like that ain't physically fucking with me. I'm still eating. I'm still doing what I got to do.
I get that. You know you all right now.
I ain't exactly.
Right.
So
you living in the moment.
Exactly.
No,
I appreciate the moment.
Yes, sir. Yes,
what I'm saying.
So check this out.
Life is a series of moments.
And we know we come from the most racist union, like state in the union, right? So even with what happened with the NCAA, and we've talked about this in terms of the college athletes, especially who play for these $1 million, $1 billion programs. They can't even get $15. So California took the step and said, we're going to pass legislation so they have to be compensated. Mm-hmm. And of course, Barry Alvarez, the big dog at Wisconsin, say, I'm not doing business in California until they turn that rule around. I'm like, what? Really? You want to be the first one off this shit?
Black people don't go to Wisconsin, is what that meant.
They cut in his money.
Black people don't go to Wisconsin. That's what that meant.
Right.
Basically. Translation, you know what I'm saying? He don't want you here. But listen, because that's going to dictate who do what. The schools that's down with it and they jump aboard and get in front of it. You listen, all the top star athletes go there. Boom. That shuts it down, y'all. They in control. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but once you do that, they scared that their whole structure will fall.
It's coming down,
and it will because now the money ain't there for you.
Yeah.
Like
but you know, let me tell you.
Everybody gonna be wanting to go to California.
Let me tell you where it gets deep, right? Because when you start dealing into the dictatorship and the unfairness and the things that apply to them that wouldn't apply to a normal citizen, when that stuff starts coming down, then you can look at the NFL and do the same thing.
Oh shit!
See what I'm saying?
That's what the billionaire boys
and so that's where the pushback gonna come from, right? Because that's where although the NAACP gets this real money,
I think it's gonna start a domino effect.
Well, it has to.
You know what I'm saying? Because if California start paying them students, the players gonna want to go to California somewhere to go to school. So other states gonna start so they can continue. You know what I'm saying? So they can compete.
Shout out to them, Sherman, Richard Sherman. Shout out to LeBron. Yeah. Shout out to Green.
Pay them boys, listen,
because they already paid. They could do like Jay-Z, right? You know what I'm saying?
And some of them fucking up their whole life, fucking up their career.
You blaming this shit on Jay? You like they can do like Jay-Z?
They can do like Jay-Z and get on board and get a check.
Fucking off their career in college.
You think that? That's what he did.
You know what I'm saying?
And for the next generation, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's how we used to do things.
You calling your boy Jehovah what you call him?
Never been my boy. I'm one that maintains the opinion that if Pac had stayed alive, there would be no Jay-Z.
Really?
Yeah.
You think the nigga would have just went somewhere and not had a career?
Not
like a gym teacher?
Not like he is now.
Right.
Yeah, he'd be a hip hop teacher somewhere in
Malcolm
Malcolm X Academy.
Right. I said that. You stupid, man. No, I think Jay-Z would have been here.
Yeah, not like
I know.
Yeah, Pac didn't like him. He wasn't.
There's a lot of dudes whose career would have been the same.
Well, that's my point. And a lot of dudes would have rings if it wasn't for Jordan, right? You know what? But they don't, right? So, woulda, coulda, shoulda. If I was a dog and you was a tree,
you get pissed off.
And the thing about it is, when I flash back at that with the Jay-Z and Luke, is these still entertainers that are arguing with each other. These ain't like really. I understand the money or whatever, but these still ain't dudes who make legislative decisions. What political lobbying do they have? A special interest group? I don't know what they invested in now, especially Jay-Z. He might be in with some whatever.
Do as thou wilt.
I don't know, man. I was putting that on him a little heavy. I had to back up off that shit. Like, I am thankful to get sued by this.
Oh,
you gotta be careful with what you
listen, you don't have to back Aleister Crowley if you don't want to, my brother.
Yeah, I choose not to.
You a PK. Don't take that.
Man. I run away from a dude with a Crowley shirt on. Because he's probably a white supremacist. A devil worshiping white supremacist.
In black skin. It happens.
That's the worst part about it.
Well, we saw a lot of them in the courtroom. This is what I'm saying. So this is where we have to start to learn how to separate us from them.
Hey, but they're saying, why not forgive, though? Like I heard people this morning saying, why not forgive, though? Like that's the best thing you can do when you lose somebody is make amends with it.
How about because that's how you keep losing somebody. Right,
forgiving the shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, how's that working out for us? Right, we've been doing that shit. They've been teaching us that in church. They taught us. So we've been doing that. So how's that working out?
Smack you in the other cheek.
How about at some point or another, what's the definition of insanity? To keep trying to doing the same thing and expecting different results, right? So there's the answer to your question. How about we try something new because we want something new? Don't ask that dumb question.
Right. I don't. And you know what?
And I'm sorry, because no question is dumb, but I didn't like it.
Well, no, of course. You don't like to be questioned.
And that's not because it wasn't your question. You said somebody asked you.
Right. I mean, we look at right now, people are in the panic because Bernie Sanders had a little heart attack and he's had to withdraw. So now black people, you voting for Kamala? Where you going now? Who we leaning towards? Or you just like, there's no leading candidate.
You know me, if I don't like nobody, I ain't voting.
Right. I don't know. We got a decision to make because this year coming quick.
I can't vote for somebody who I know gonna shit on me,
right.
Or try, you know what I mean, or have some kind of agenda to shit on me. And really, when you look at it, they all got the same agenda. They fly under the same thing.
Right, and the left wing of the same bird. But let me
tell you what they want.
As long as we are determining the winner by who's getting the most money, right? Who's getting the most donations. Right, as long as that person is we view as because we have no chance, because at that point we are electing rich people to take care of poor people affairs, and as poor people you have to understand how they got rich in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't by empowering you; it was by keeping you poor.
Yeah, I just think it's funny how it plays out too. Like these events that we see with this continuous, like people kill black people and they don't have to go to jail type shit. From Zimmerman all the way up, like nobody's even locked up. People get to go home, right, and sleep that night.
Weinstein,
right, just still out here.
Oh yeah, they just there.
But you know,
but that's what
when it's a person of color, it'd be like.
But that's what I'm saying. They showed us. Right. We got it. We got the tape. We know what's in their playbook. At this point, again, I get more mad at us because we haven't changed it.
Well, is the economic boycott? Is that the key? Because how can we structure?
It's certainly a start, and we don't even do that. Let me ask this question, right? We all familiar with the 414, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Out of any store, gas station, liquor store, right, that's been protested here, right, marched in front of, how many of them is not in business doing the same, if not more money than they was doing before? How many?
Shit, it ain't many.
They're all in business. Right. None of them shut down. Some of them actually make more money, have opened up more stores.
Mm-hmm. Damn. I said that was good press.
So
you on the map now?
Bottom line, it got done or it didn't, and it didn't. So we need to do something different.
That's the key.
Or do it a different way, because them dudes over in Detroit shut that store down.
Yeah, New Era Detroit or something else.
I don't think that store is opening back up no more.
It's one. It's there in Chicago.
Chicago, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. So again,
they're aggressive.
So let me tell you with that. But listen. So I told you So were you like, yo, you fighting? No, that's what I'm talking about.
I know you. I thought you was
with my boots have been on the ground, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I saw you out there.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I saw you in the field with you.
I just look this way.
It's all good, man. But you're forced to move on because they making you move on. Because, like you say, ain't nobody gonna do shit about it, really. And I'm not challenging black people to say, "Fuck, I'm gonna go shoot up the police."
No, don't shoot.
Like, don't chill.
But figure out another way. We got powers that we ain't using. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
But how to get there is the hard part.
Yeah, but let's start. Like again, the longest journey begins with one step. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The sooner we take the step, however long the journey is, the sooner we get to the destination. So dream, think of it, don't accept like that's ridiculous, that's impossible, that can never happen. Don't see it that way. Because everything starts with a thought, right? Energy follows thought. Am I right, my brother? That's how it works.
Yeah, I get it. I get your optimism, my brother.
We need it. When we have hope, when we don't have hope, then we don't have nothing, bro.
Y'all tell me what y'all think about this Trump thing. And I know y'all like, Kev, you always on that shit. Nobody care about that.
No.
But is this dude finna really get impeached? Do you think so? You don't think so? You think it's all just
this
jokes and crooks?
This what do you call the show? This is a show. This is
I think by the time
it's a reality show.
By the time it happened, he'd be out of office anyway.
Okay.
It's a reality show. He's in the club. Ain't nothing finna happen there. He gonna go. Let me tell you. At the end of the day, when you have children or grandchildren, he'll have an airport name in his name somewhere.
Right. That's how they do it too.
Stop it.
Right, with a golf course.
Yeah. Ain't nobody stop.
Yeah, man.
Is this all a game? But it's interesting. It's entertaining, especially. And those, to me, those are the people that's wasted energy, because that's a dog and pony show. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, they do what that's they do what they want to do.
Right. And they've been going at this shit for so long, like trying to get this dude on something. Like they've been running around like Democrats running around. We're gonna impeach him. We're gonna impeach him.
They've been had shit.
Right. They've been chasing it.
You know what I mean? He got that patch.
Right. It's entertaining for us to see white people fighting white people instead of us, right? Yeah, that's great.
It ain't really. It is funny, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, it is funny.
But we watch we watch Love and Hip Hop and all that stuff too. So yeah, but it's entertaining to see y'all coming down on each other instead of fucking with us.
Nah, man, and white people are in a tizzy, and what they'll do is they'll show their true face, which is to reelect him. They'll launch all they emergency ammo.
And they do the voter fraud, those things they do to keep black people from voting in particular areas, and they'll ask for this particular ID and then shut down all of the DMVs. So they got hit. That's their game, right? And so listen, we got the Democrats and the Republicans. They all for the same lobbyists, right? They work for the same corporation, right? Yeah. Until we have a third choice, I don't really think it's ever going to be. And the third choice being us, by us, for us, representing us, and
FUBU. But we can't really say don't vote. You got to do something.
No, and I didn't. I know
you did.
But
I know. But
and I'm not saying
and that's risky because you're saying, damn, I want to tell people to vote, but
and I'm not saying that
candidates.
I'm not saying don't vote either. Let's get that straight too. I ain't saying don't vote either.
That's real.
All I'm saying is, you know what I mean? If it ain't nobody who I agree with, I ain't voting. I just can't see voting for somebody who I feel like.
But let me tell you, sometimes you have to vote to keep somebody else from getting in office.
Yeah, and that's how it's played.
So the lesser of two evils, right? And again, it's still all a sham.
Evil, man.
Listen, I get that. I get that.
Do it,
but you do every day. You do every day.
I'm talking shit, man. I'm talking shit.
Okay. It would be nice if we had the choice not to vote for evil, but evil is so intertwined in what we consider to be normal.
That's what we, you know what I mean, could be working there too. But how do you do that? How do we get somebody who we want in that position?
Well, first of all,
I think they're railroaded somehow, get him up out of it.
And it's their system, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
They figure out a way to do it,
so
right?
how do we get somebody we want in that position?
Because we understand that their system is all run on our back.
Right.
Like we the fuel, the coal, like that burns the fire. Right. Without us, it goes out. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we understand that collectively as a people and use that power, right? But it's right here. It's for us. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, Brother Farrakhan been telling us about it. You know what I'm saying? He's still here, right? So to me, you don't think they done tried to kill that brother a few times?
Right. Who knows, man?
He tells us. He talks about it.
Man, who knows? Like, that's some higher level, even, like, I know people talk like they super pro-black, right? Nobody's like living like Farrakhan, though. Moving in a 60, 70 car entourage with security, getting off jets. Like, people be pro-black as hell, but, well, that's a whole different level.
I don't think it was always that way, though, right? You don't think he passed out a few final calls in his day, like sold a few bean pies or played that violin?
Say I knew, but that
I'm saying he did. I figure he'd have paid a few dues. What you think?
It's probably possible, right? So I don't know, man. We're all pro-black, but then we become customers or consumers in America, and that's like what you be mad, but you be at Walmart. Right, you pro-black, but your ass be Kinko's.
But Joe's over there, like little Tommy Lee got his own print shop over there, but you don't fuck with him, right? So there's a solution, right?
Walmart.
Okay, then we go to Walmart. So that's the choice we make, right?
That's where we go.
And I'm using the word "we" very loosely. Excuse me.
But fucking to see your ass coming down through there with some soap before.
Oh yeah. Well, I am near Walmart, I go to the store.
That shit's integral to our community. It came from the South. Came up here, shut malls down.
Yeah, they will. They come and shut all the mom and pop stores down in the area. And then when they all gone and they got the area solidified, they raise the prices back up.
That's why I be thinking, like, if we could just do black business, but
But
and we got some stuff coming. What is it called? The Icon Hotel? The whole. You seen that shit? The Plaza One, the MKE Plaza.
You gonna go stay there for $399 an evening, mom? That's what you do.
Am I gonna go there?
That's what you do.
No, why would I go there and stay in the room for $399 for $400?
I'm just saying. You ain't never been to the Sybaris?
A long time ago. Yeah.
Wait, did you hear the stutter?
Right. I didn't want to lie.
Oh wait, a long time ago. I went.
I think they had just opened up.
Damn.
It was before I was born.
Right. Damn. In the 70s. They had a live band. No, man. No.
Hey, y'all from the 414, y'all understand. Y'all been to the Sybaris. Quit playing.
Right.
It tricked off about 500.
No, but that's look.
Hey, I had a plug.
On the room with some trees in it.
You know what? People are skeptical of that project. Like
that
whole that MK, what is it? Plaza MKE? The whole finder, like what
the
old Milwaukee Mall, what they making into the Icon, the whole. Some people saying, yeah, that's a good thing, and they got like 12.
Well, it was just a dilapidated building. It's good to do something with it, right? You know what I mean? Put a daycare center in it or something. I don't know.
It's gonna be restaurants and a hotel.
Where you gonna park? Like it's right in a corner, like the busiest.
They have a parking lot.
It fits 3 cars. Are you for real? I've been by there, like I seen it. You can't sell me on that. Stop it. You going to Coffee Makes You Black, man?
No,
you didn't go to support, man. What's wrong with you, man? Who raised you?
I gotta go to work. I'm sorry. I respect their hustle, but
you been?
No.
Well, me neither. So I'm just talking.
Wow, you don't hear Jackson.
No.
He had me like
I thought about going
with some chicken and waffles and shit.
I couldn't find no place to park.
Right. Bad joke. That's a bad joke. You couldn't find.
With me, I mean, it'd be difficult as far as finding somewhere I can eat. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, because you only eat.
You know what I'm saying? So
they ain't got no vegan thing.
I don't know. I asked a couple people, but they didn't know. And I didn't want to go and sit and
I'm sure you could go online and get the menu though, bro.
Well, yeah, I could do that. But you know, I'm like, all I know how to do is share this podcast in other groups and go to Facebook.
We're in the information age.
All I do.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Right. In and out of Facebook.
Ask kids, like I ask my kids, they show me how to do it.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Right.
So now we gotta look. What's today? Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yeah.
So now the whole shit's down. The whole Amber Geiger. People are outraged, but like I don't see. Like you ain't like, okay, Saturday is blackout.
No, none of that, right? No. It should be just like, damn.
I'm sorry to
you see,
it's Friday.
I gotta go to work. I'll be in Walmart.
I wouldn't go to be offended. What are you talking about?
So that's what I'm saying, man.
There's a birthday party tonight. It ain't for the show out.
It ain't important to us, man.
Well, it is.
We'll be out and sleeping overnight in front of a store for the new Jordans, right? You know what I mean? It ain't
gotta be kidding.
Come on, man.
That's young people, though.
It's young black people.
Yeah.
And who inherits the revolution, brother?
White people.
Do you? I'm gonna move away from
that. Ew, get away. No, man. I mean, you know, right now, you get so upset, man, about you see this kind of shit. It make people mad, man, when they be like, "Oh, that's bullshit again." And next thing you know, somebody else gets shot in the hood. Like
Rodney King.
We taking this shit out on each other. And that's the bad part
about it. That's true.
Taking it out on each other. So it's like, yeah, I'm so salty because shit is so bad. But I ain't got time to play with you.
So let me ask you this: like, what about the conspiracies, though? What about the fact when we see the post? Yeah. When we see the post that there are white people dressing up in blackface, black masks, and they got the. No, I'm saying you don't believe. So when is it time to look into that and say it might be true, right? You know what I'm saying? That the police are planting stuff on people. When is it say we might consider that they are dropping, you know what I'm saying, guns off and leaving them in Chicago and in their alleys and whatnot? Right. So they plant, right? So when is the time to actually look at that and consider that and stop saying, oh, anybody who believes that is a conspiracy theorist?
Some of that shit you can't argue with. Some of that shit you can't. Them guns and shit dropped off, yeah, that's just real. There ain't no denying that. So when you can't even argue about that. But then,
so when you have these black these politicians, especially the black ones, coming and asking for your vote, why don't you ask them about that? You got a super PAC and that's great, but when we ask you about what's going on in Chicago, what are you doing to investigate the police? You know what I'm saying? Corruption and the planting shit on people and the blackface and the things that they're doing, because at some point or another, like I'm all with you as far as holding us accountable, but let's hold everybody else accountable too. And so if that was us, it'd be looked into, don't you think?
Shit.
If it was black people dressing up as white people and going and murking motherfuckers and doing shit, you don't think the FBI would be all over that shit?
Be catching hell with
So I'm just saying. So while we want to, forgive everybody and all that, that's
Yes, it's almost like so many plots have been launched against black people. You feel like nothing surprises you and shit.
Right.
Like you say, oh, they had a town, they burnt it down. Oh, they once started some business. Oh, they used the first airplanes to bomb them. Yeah. Like
it's mad emoji.
It's literally a war out here. Literally.
Yeah, you know what? It's been so long that this shit just happened to black people hard in America, where they just kill a bunch of them and be like, it's okay, everybody. Just keep moving about your business.
Right.
So
nothing happened here. Nothing's happening here.
What I hope to happen though is somebody to hear what something we say and have a suggestion, have an answer, maybe one that we don't even have. Like we're not on top of soapboxes flaming it. What I'm gonna tell you, what should we do?
I don't have no answers for nobody.
Somebody out there is brighter than me. Like what should we do?
I have no answers for nobody. Because everybody got their own reality.
But we know we should do something, and it can't be what we've been doing. Like we can all agree on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? But will it change?
Ain't nothing we've been doing working.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't been doing a lot of shit either, right? You know what I'm saying?
Ain't people out here trying?
No, I'm collectively, right? Because the fact that it is people out here trying and there's people out there trying, but like when we all try together and have the same plight, But regardless of what religion you are, regardless of you, of you light skin or dark skin, like think of how many different ways they separate us. They got us arguing about our team versus your team. We don't play for none of the teams at all.
Right.
But we talk about the Bucks, we be like, yeah, we got a chance. We going to. You ain't doing shit. They don't give a so. You know, and when I hear these things, I'm sorry, I'm getting digressive. But when you start talking about Giannis is leaving, maybe if you wasn't such a racist ass, you know what I'm saying, segregated ass city, you might be able to keep a black superstar here. But you deserve to lose everybody that comes.
Hey, but think about that's funny.
Yeah.
Think about how asinine that is, though. When the basketball season comes, you do go get a T-shirt.
Yeah,
and be like,
you arguing with your homeboy.
Yeah.
This nigga ain't never been to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never been to Green Bay. Neither one of y'all getting a check. Y'all ready to fight. Just think about it. That's stupid. Come on, man. They got us arguing with our women. The sisters versus the brothers, and the sisters is niggas ain't shit, and the brothers is fall in love. These bitches. That's stupid. We arguing about the wrong shit.
But the funniest part is you see the people at the game, the football game.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
They straight up.
Listen, they'll beat you. Like, they'll beat you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this.
Y'all, either one of y'all ever been to Green Bay when they play the Bears?
No. I wasn't there for myself.
Man.
No, you know what? That is probably a very great experience. I just wouldn't want to like be there.
I'm gonna be a Packer. I'm a Packer fan. I'll go. I'm a Packer fan. It's more of them. Put me on the winning team.
Yeah,
so would you wear that shit to Soldier Field?
No.
You wear?
Hell no. Why would you?
So you know, listen. What if it was black people?
I'll go wearing the Eagles jersey or something.
Why would you go to Chicago? A game with a Green Bay jersey on.
I'm just this thing of how we are separated over some stuff that's so silly and it don't make no sense.
Those are white people doing that shit.
Yeah. No, but we do listen. We jump watch. Stop. I know niggas, man. Stop it. Yeah.
We bet money on that shit.
Come on, man.
And get into it over there.
We get into it and we argue with our people about. You ain't never been to.
How many people probably done died arguing about sports?
Come on, man. Stop.
Well, they do fantasy football now.
Oh, yeah, that helps.
A lot of dudes do that now.
That's a different way to gamble. Yeah,
that's what we need. They do fantasy
where they can control the game.
That's what we need, right?
Just control gambling.
It's another revenue for the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they went and took control of that, and now they, got all they got the talk shows, the fantasy football advice.
And shout out to my brothers out there. Like I hear what y'all saying. I dig y'all show and I fuck with the Bucks.
Listen,
I'm cheering like a motherfucker.
It's all good. I'm a Bucks fan too. You know what I'm saying? But we just saying what happened.
Listen. I like the NBA, but I don't get distracted by the distraction. I understand what it is. I'm not finished. Stop talking to my homeboy because Philadelphia won. I guess
You're in the sports.
I'm not in
the sports market.
At the end of the day, I don't care. Like, good job for you. Good job.
Right.
You won.
And athletes are like right now, the top athletes are super paid because they got super contracts right now, right? So,
but
hundreds of millions.
But I love the ones that are going back, man. And like I said to LeBron, and listen, I'm not a LeBron fan. Matter of fact, LeBron got minions out there that I can't stand. Like, he does. It's ridiculous. Like he got talk shows, certain talk. They on his pubic hair is just ridiculous. They hold on too tight. So I'm not a LeBron fan like that. Like, I'm not super impressed. But man, what he does as far as the off the court type stuff and empowering the players, and going back, and even how he assembled his own entourage, man. He took cats and instead of being
didn't he build a school in the States too?
Yeah, he did.
And they doing excellent.
Where did he build the school?
Was it in the city?
Yes, sir. So
I wasn't sure.
It was in the country, right? And you know what I'm saying. And he's doing his thing, man. But just all the things that he contributes, man, and like the stances that people before him wasn't willing to take. Even like I said, how he assembled his entourage instead of being like Hammer and just having a bunch of hangers on, man. He sent the cats to school. They got the degrees, man, and came. Right. And they doing their thing, man. So you got to tip your hat to that, brother. No scandals, you know what I'm saying? They ain't been, and they You know they're looking, right?
You
know they're looking. Well, even if you did, like, you know, but
somebody be writing a book any day.
It'll be a Me Too thing, right? It'll be 12.
Put his homeboys on the right way.
But he listen. I give shouts out to LeBron James, man. As far as, you know, he listen. You can't compare him to Jay-Z to me.
Well, I mean, no. But who knows what he'd have done in that situation?
You don't think he had an opportunity?
You know, I think Jay probably thought he was making a smart move.
Yeah,
I don't think you can compare nobody to what LeBron doing. I can't think of nobody off here.
No, not today. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would give shouts out to Dog. I'm not a super LeBron James fan, but you know what he's doing to empower black people, man. He's doing what he's doing. He's doing his thing.
Yeah. Or what he's supposed to
represent. You're a fan of the man, not the basketball.
As far as what we know now, right. As far as everything I know now, because I never met him, right? Everything I know is media driven. So okay, I acknowledge that.
So you ain't one of them dudes who have like the whole Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm not getting a tattoo
on the 4th of July, like the shorts and the jersey. That's whole uniform. Like Halloween. Why you have this whole outfit on? Like, wear some jeans with the jersey or something, man.
Do they mean?
Right, no, man. I mean, because you don't get into sports and let it blow your mind like that.
It's entertainment.
Yeah,
it's funny.
And that's what we look at.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we look at. So with football and sports, and now the question comes up: are college athletes pros or amateurs or people making money? It's billions of dollars. Now everybody want to get paid.
Well, the billions of dollars been going to a particular group, man,
for a long time.
And listen, we in the day of information now. We ain't believing what you telling us now. What we seeing, young dudes like, listen, that ain't what's going on, man.
So you know what?
They come for what's theirs. Give it to them.
Let me ask both of y'all a question. That Amber Geiger, that was Dallas. Was that Dallas?
Dallas.
So are like they upset in Dallas? I wonder what the vibe is in Dallas. I'm wondering.
I don't know. The media ain't show that.
Right.
Well, how about
they probably don't want that shit to spread. I'm sure it's an uprising down there about
don't
that
say
shit.
That. Right.
But they don't want that shit to spread, so the media wouldn't put that on the news too tough, I don't think. Because that's something that could have spread.
So in the future, what protection do you hope to have? If you in your crib and somebody just walk in your house like, oh, my bad, I thought this was my crib.
Put an alarm on that door.
And just pop you.
Put an alarm on that.
If you're black.
Yeah, man.
Put an alarm on
that. What
a
coincidence.
You are a black man.
You know when somebody coming in.
So y'all kept putting up solution-based radio, man.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I want you to talk about the solution-based radio that you was putting it on there. Like,
man, but that's what we do, right? We here searching for solutions. And I'm also talk to teach and listen and learn. So along with my opinions and my understanding and my perspective, I certainly look for somebody who vibrates on a higher level than me. So if you got answers I don't have, something I never thought of, please let us know about it. You know,
put us in the game, coach.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's about looking for solutions, and we identify problems, right? And we've been doing that for a lot of years. I like to say we're doing that since Ricky Lake and Phil Donahue. We've been talking about we've been talking about this stuff. We know what the problem is. We know the discrepancies. So let's start talking about fixing things. And from my opinion, from my point of view, my vantage point, what I can say is we just missing each other. We arguing about the wrong things. We're worried about the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? We separated about the wrong things. And man, we need to be finding the things that, we have in common. And the most important thing that I think we should have in common is when I say I love black people who love black people. So if you love black people and you're thinking about the advancement and the betterment of black people, I'm down with you. If not, you them other ones, right? So
yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. All that.
Yeah.
It's just that I want people to just be at ease right now because everybody's upset, and then when you get this energy built up like this, then you got to manage that. So
when I was in the church, there's a scripture that used to say, "There's a time and a place for everything under the sun. There's a time to live, and there's a time to die.
Yeah.
There's a time to laugh, and there's a time to cry. There's a time to be angry."
Because you see
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a time. There is a time. You can't disconnect every time, because let me tell you, when you look at the ones that are successful, everybody ain't letting that go. Everybody is not loving that. It's some people that you come for them and they coming back for you, and they seem to be quite successful.
So to wrap it up on the Thursday night, it's Outlaw Radio, man. We'll be back Saturday night to close the week out with the weekend rundown. My brother Kamar, you want to rep to your people? Talk to your people, shout them out.
Peace, y'all.
Close them down.
And shout out to Rain Truth. Got that vegan expo coming up. She says she will be down here next Wednesday.
Okay.
She called and told me that last night. But also want to give a shout out to these Nature's Natures herbs and supplements detoxes. That vitality mix right there. Come and get it. Come and get it. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
All right, man. We will see y'all tomorrow night. Peace.
Peace, y'all. Wakanda forever.
This motherfucker.
Wakanda forever.
People was acting like that shit wasn't just a movie.
Right.
That shit was just a movie.
It's a real Wakanda. It is near Uganda in South Africa.
Oh my God, my dog, man. He said that back when the movie came out. He was like,